really make a difference in your life. Take a look at it. If you think it makes sense, let's join me, let's lock hands, and let's go build this thing. But there's also other people. And I don't want you to ever not think about these people when you're out there, because these people tend to take massive action. This gentleman that I'm about to bring up, he was the #1 in his entire field in the state of New York, in New York State, in real estate. Dutchess County, #1 realtor for 2 years in a row, at the top of his game. He'd already come out of the real estate crap hole in 2008 through 2012. He'd finished that. He built his business through all that. He's reinvented himself twice and become the zenith of a career twice. So he was at the top of his game when he found out about this. And we'll bump into people that you go and they're doing well, they're not no problems, and they say, I don't have time. Well, this is a story that you can listen to tonight and say, oh, you don't have any time? Listen to this story. I heard this last night. This guy was jamming to sell $50 million. Anyone here a realtor? You ever sell $50 million in a year? That's a lot. That's a lot of work. It takes like 15 people to do that, to do what one person did. So we're psyched that this guy who's at the top of his game actually opened his ears and eyes to this opportunity, because he had something that he wanted more than money, and that was time freedom. So I'm really excited for you to hear this. It's a different story than you normally hear, and it's the first time that he's been down here. I've been up in his neck of the woods many times, but he's come down here, and I am so glad to have him and introduce him, Mr. Anthony Serino.
I gotta wake up. I spent almost 7 hours in the car coming to meet you guys. So I'm listening to John scream for something. But thank you for the ride. It was entertaining. First, I want to start by saying, what is the definition of an opportunity? An opportunity is a set of circumstances that make it possible to do something. So I have 3 objectives. One is to inspire you, and the second is to motivate you, and the third is to empower you to make a choice, to take a chance, and grasp the opportunity that you see before you tonight. Now I'm going to tell you a story, and the best way I could inspire and motivate and empower you is to tell you my story. And I did have to reinvent myself. I was a corporate guy, I went to college, did real good in school, got the job, was the first guy in my family to wear a tie, ever. Everybody's hands were all beat up, and I'm like, Mama, I don't want my hands to look like Daddy's. They were bleeding and cracked, and they'd wrap them in Vaseline all the time, and it was horrible. Who was a carpenter, who was a plumber, who was a UPS man like my dad? Nobody wore a tie. I wanted to wear a tie, and I was the first one to do that. And I remember walking down the Diamond District, cutting across to get to 6th Avenue, all proud, and I'd look at my reflection, my only suit, my first day, and I had my little briefcase, and I'm looking at the reflection in all the windows, looking at me going, yeah, look at you. Yeah, you did it. And what I didn't realize was that 18 years later, I was going to get fired at the top of my game with a few houses, a few kids, a wife, 2 wives, ex-wife, let me clarify that. And a lot of liabilities, and it happened at the worst time. You see, because at that point, technology had surpassed my qualifications. I could not get another job in the only business I knew. So like I said, I had to reinvent myself, and it took me 2 years to do that. And during that time, I went broke. Because the liabilities outweighed my pride. I couldn't even go on unemployment. Because if I did, to me, that's surrender to failure. Not saying doing it over again, I'd take the damn money. Screw pride. When you're broke, you got to see that lawyer and file bankruptcy, which is what happened. All right? And that just stinks. So it wasn't until I listed my house for sale that God decided to deliver that gift, that opportunity. Because a lot of us get opportunities, but we just don't have the wherewithal to accept it. So we want you new people in here, and even you people that have been doing this for a while that maybe been struggling, to listen really close and really hard. Because I didn't know, and I'm not going to get all preacher on you here, but I do believe that was divine intervention when I was forced to go broke and forced to sell my house. And I realized when that realtor said my commission is $17,000 for putting a sign in your front lawn, that I could do that. And I did it. And I became the best at putting the sign on the lawn from a guy that didn't know the difference between a Cape Cod and a Colonial. Didn't know anything about the business. But I believed because this guy did it, it could be done. Got it? I didn't climb Mount Everest. He put a sign in my lot yard. A week later, we got a full price cash offer and he wants $17,000. I went, stop! Thank you. And did it. I realized I got that opportunity, right? I knew a lot of realtors, but it just took a little while. He waited till I was broke. Couldn't have waited till I had some money left, but no, wait till he's broke. But I understand everything happens for a reason. So getting through that at the peak of my career, like Ed said, and talk about 6 degrees. We were talking outside with George and some other people about, I don't know that many people. I don't know, that many people. You don't know who you don't know. And I'm going to talk about that real quick. Jen, you even know how I got in this business? All right. We all know our date. It's funny. Mine was October 20th, 2011, 4 years, 4 months ago. I had just sold an old man's house, 80-year-old man's house, sold him another house, and he had just referred me to the highest recorded sale in the county. And he's 80 years old. He was born and raised there, and the man is going to refer me to everybody because he loves me. So I want to make, his name's Charlie O'Donnell, I want to make him happy. And it was a Tuesday, 3rd week in October, 2nd week in October. He asked me to watch a video similar to this. And you know why? This is the cool part of the story. He asked me to watch that video because his son Terry, 20 some odd years earlier, had been college roommates with him.
Wow.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? You don't know who you don't know. Ed called up Terry, his ex-college roommate, and said, hey, how are you? I've talked to you in like a decade. How's it going? And in a roundabout way, is your father still alive? Right or wrong?
Exactly.
That's what he was fishing for, but it took a little while. But is your dad still alive? Because he doesn't know anybody in New York. We're the 4th state to get licensed, and he doesn't know anybody there. And he wants to build a business in New York. He says, yeah, my dad's, he's fine. He's kicking. He's doing good. He's great. He goes, can I have his number? And he goes, sure. Calls him up. Mr. O'Donnell, how you doing? Eddie, how are you? Remembers him. He's still sharp as a tack. He's 84. He says, listen, we're coming to New York, and we got this great green energy business. Can I come meet you? So Eddie drives all the way in and meets him. And who's the first guy that Charlie O'Donnell, my client, thinks of? An opportunity is a set of circumstances that make it possible to do something. And for the second time in my life, but only this time, God waited till I had a lot of money. God waited till I had a great job. My wife had a 6-figure job. We were doing great, but I'm now smarter. When I see an opportunity, I'm going to at least listen to it, right? So he kind of chased me for about a week to watch this damn video. It was 20 minutes. And honestly, my motivation, let me back up, was not to look at the opportunity. It was, I didn't want to piss Charlie off because he's referring me to $1 million sales. And he wants me to watch a video, I'm going to watch the video. But he did chase me for a few days. And I saw the video, and it wasn't like an epiphany. It wasn't the aha moment that I had when it was in real estate. It wasn't that, but I got it. I was like, there's something here. Let me look into this, Charlie. So I did about a week of due diligence. And during that week, there was a meeting set up with Eddie and myself. He was going to drive 6.5 hours to my house. And he was going to meet me and answer some of my questions. Because everybody assumes that because if you're a realtor, you're going to be a superstar. That's just not the case. I mean, your chances are a little bit better because our skin is thicker, but we'll get into that another time. So during that time, Eddie ended up having emergency back surgery. He didn't come in. He couldn't come in. He couldn't walk. So he sent his brother Jim in from Jersey. And Jim came in. I never met Jim, never met Ed. Talked to Ed on the phone, talked to Jim on the phone. Charlie never met Jim. And during that week, I had done a bunch of due diligence because I'm the guy, I was synonymous with real estate. And that was my job. I was on the billboards, I was on the radio, I was on the back of the newspapers, I was on the bench. When you sat on it outside the supermarket, you were sitting in my lap. I tell the story all the time about, I'd be playing golf, somebody go, you look much taller. And I'm like, it's a 20-foot billboard. Of course I look taller. That's a true story. I mean, that's what my kids would go by on the school bus and they're like, oh. I actually put one up across the street from my house. And I remember my wife came home from work and she said, I'm drawing the line here. You can't do this no more. That's what I did. Let's call Anthony. Anyway, so I go meet Jim. And I go through about an hour of questions, and during this time I had gone to corporate. I even knocked on the door of corporate because I'm not ruining this great career I have. Now mind you, I hate it. I'm working 15 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's like the dog chasing his tail, Because if you're throwing those kind of numbers up at the board, half of them are falling through, and I'm just killing myself. Made money, but I had no time. So my why was I wanted some time. Just a little wiggle room, like John said. A little wiggle room would be nice. When he was done, I said to Jim, how much money do you make? He said, what? I said, listen, this all sounds great. You're doing this a year and a half. You're doing it with your brothers. That's good. How much money do you make? Because again, can I do it? Is it worth it? If you can do it, it can be done. So I know I can do it. I just need to know, is it worth it? Right? Just like Rose did. So he told me the number. I'll just tell you, it was $23,000. And I got a little upset because I was excited for a whole week. And I'm saying, you're doing this for a year and a half and you're making $23,000? Are you kidding me? And he said, this month. Ding the hair like that. So I went from excited to pissed off to let's sit down. I want you to be my best friend. God's honest truth. That's what happened. So I said, okay, one more question, and then I'm good. Because I hadn't enrolled yet. They're working me for like a week. I said, open your laptop and show me that. And he said, excuse me? I said, listen, I don't know you. Charlie don't know you. I'm from New York, and if something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. So please excuse me, but you gotta show me that shit. If you can show me that shit, you're gonna have a mongoose on your hands. Because you don't work, do you? And he goes, no. He goes, this is working. I go, I want some of that. So he opens it up, and it wasn't 23. That was 26,000.
Oh, shit.
God's honest truth. It's 26,000. So I was running out of there. He grabbed me because I'm gonna go put up billboards on Viridian. I'm gonna do what worked for me. I'm gonna wrap my vehicle. I had the biggest truck you could buy, and my face was on it. I swear to God, I have pictures. So I'm gonna put big Viridian logos on trucks. I'm gonna do everything I know how to do in real estate in Viridian, because it worked, right? No, it don't. Because I didn't know anything about network marketing. I didn't know anything about energy deregulation. And I certainly didn't know what the words passive residual income meant. I had never used any of those words in any formula, ever. So I had to understand, what is energy deregulation? For anybody that's new in here, it's very simple. It means you have a choice. You have a right to choose who you buy energy from. If you don't, state chooses for you, defaults to the utility, brown is dirtiest, most expensive. Got it. What is passive residual income? Active income is income you receive for actively doing something, i.e. getting up, going to work, getting paid. Got it? Passive residual income is reoccurring income you receive from not actively doing anything to necessarily earn it. Hello? That's the shit I want. So, and what is this network marketing peer pyramid thing? I don't know what it means. So to me, Eric Worre wrote a book, and to me the most profound, Eric Worre, if you check him out, he's the contemporary guru coach of network marketing. And I was on the rail trail listening to Trying to Lose the Belly, and I got the headphones on, and I'm becoming a student of the game, and I'm listening to this book, audio book, 2 years in, by the way, into the business. Doing well, real good. But you always grow and you learn. And he says, and I'm walking, I'm just gonna do it. And I'm walking, and all of a sudden I hear it and I go, what? And it was these are the words I heard him say, and it's the truth. The truth. So if you're suffering in this business or you're here, understand to be successful in network marketing, you must be willing to accept the temporary loss of social esteem from ignorant people. You must be willing to accept the temporary loss of social esteem from ignorant people. I.e., why are you doing that? That. Pyramid. You see, not everybody knew me, and I'm not shy. Everybody knew my face. Everybody knew me. Not everybody liked me, but a lot of people respected me. So to me, it was a slam dunk. You know, I'm going to show you a video. I want you to join my business. What, that thing? I'm not doing that thing. Well, I didn't even show you what the thing is yet. No, it's that network, that's that pyramid thing. So expect the temporary loss of social esteem from ignorant people. Ignorance just means you don't understand. Your job is to educate them and do it effectively. That's the art of this. That video does that. All right? So, some people, my friends, you're doing it, I don't even need to see a video. Just come in. A lot of people that I expected to say yes, no. And I remember the day I picked up my $65,000 Audi, and I pulled in my driveway, because they know me driving the big ass truck with my face on it. No kidding. And I pull up my driveway, and I stop in the middle of the driveway, and I have an aha moment. I get out, I take a picture, and I post it on Facebook, and I wrote, "Thank you, Viridian." My phone rang off the hook from those people that said, "Why are you doing that?" You know what they said? "How'd you do that?" "Oh, now you want to be my friend. Now you want a sexy car." But that's okay, because some people you got to show, you got to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. So now I'm going to get into how I did it, all right? Because now I make obscene amounts of money. And I'm not saying that to brag, all right? I am. And what John said before is the truth. We were in the car. We got pinged at the same time. We're like, yeah! You know, because you still pinch yourself every month when the shit comes in. Because you don't believe it's going to keep coming because we've never been in network marketing and passive residual income. So, I was not comfortable talking in front of a room. I look pretty comfortable, right? I get off on it actually a little bit. It's scary. But I was scared to death. And I'll tell you, I locked myself in the bathroom. I'd be studying cue cards. I didn't know what to say. Now we go up on stage in front of thousands of people like, hey, let's go. It just gets like that after a while. The more you put yourself in that uncomfortable position, and like anything else, the uncomfortable becomes comfortable. So what I did do, and it was the second week in December, some of the business may be 6 weeks, I went to a regional event. It was a big event in Hackensack, New Jersey. And that was the first time I saw him, Big John, right there. And he had been in the business maybe a year more than me or so, and he was one of the up-and-coming leaders, and I saw a number of the other leaders. And I sat there, because at this point, I'm not really hitting it hard yet. I'm building my belief in not only the business, but the company. And I got to learn how to talk in front of people, because there was nobody in New York. Nobody. And Eddie and Jim came in for about a month, and they're like, you go now. You know how to walk, you know, run, go. So I watched John get up in front of the room, and I'm like, man, he could do it, I could do it. Right? And I saw a woman get up there, Jenna, and I said, oh, she could do it. Hell, I could do it. You know, and then I saw Terry Walker get up there, and then I saw Bob Quintana get up. I saw all these people get up there, and none of them looked the same. All shapes, sizes, colors, didn't matter. So now I'm realizing anybody could do it. So my job now is to get as many anybody's as I can to do it. Now the core difference between then and now, so for the new people in here or you existing people, understand the core difference. Before, in the old compensation plan, we just launched a new compensation plan. Just launched it in January, okay, 3 months ago. Not even, 2.5 months ago. And in the old compensation plan, there was a flaw, and nobody would admit it. And the flaw was that we were looking for ordinary people to do extraordinary things. Okay, we were looking for the needle in the haystack. And it took a lot of looking to find those needles, and I was fortunate to find some because I looked more than most. I fished more than most. Most people give up because we're immediate satisfaction, gratification society, and we go fishing for 5 hours, that's it. There's no fish in that pond. I'm going to the other side of the pond. But not everybody's going to go there. Now, with the new compensation plan, not only is it more lucrative, far more lucrative, but it enables ordinary people to do ordinary things and make obscene amounts of money. In essence, we're looking for the haystack. Would that be a fair statement?
Yeah.
Okay. John, would that be accurate? Okay. So, my message to you is that, and the cool thing is, this is the cool part. Those friends that I talked to you about, they come from every vocation that you can imagine. Some are cops, some are ATM guys, some are stay-at-home grandmoms, moms. They're every walk, shape, color, size, gender. We have 13 cars, Audis, on the road. And,
Wow.
and a Tesla. And a bunch of them no longer have to work like me, because to me, the definition or epitome of success, and John touched on it, is being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it with who you want to do it with. And wake up when you what? Finish sleeping. When you're done sleeping. So that's what we offer. Now, whether or not you take this and grab it, all right, because again, this is that set of circumstances that make that opportunity an opportunity. And you got to be willing to make a choice, to take a chance, or your life's not going to change. Because if you keep doing the same thing you're doing, where do you think you're going to be in 3 years from now?
Same place.
Same place if you're lucky. If you don't get sick, if you don't get hurt, if you don't lose your job. All right? So you want to be in the same, you're going to keep wishing for something to happen? This is it. So if I'm able to inspire, motivate, empower, beg you to take charge of your life, this is it. Thanks for your time. It's nice meeting you all.